Hello, Brian the Fanboy here, and today I'm going to review the original Kamen Rider series from 1971. Now, first, I'd like to say that I'm sorry I haven't made any videos, for a month, but that was because, there was a problem with my computer, but it's all fixed now, so I can make videos again. Now, on with review. Oh, and I should mention that there's going to be spoilers, so if you don't want to be spoiled, just leave this video and watch the series first, and then you can come back. Now, well, first I'll start with a bit of the history of this series. You see, the Kamen Rider franchise was created by a man named Hitori Ishinomori. At least I think that's how you say it. But anyway, well, before he made the series, he made this manga called Skullman, which was about this guy who was turned into a cyborg by an evil organization, and before he could be indoctrinated, he escaped and used his new powers to fight. Of course, the manga was more like it gonna look too scary for children because you see, Ishinomori he wanted to turn in a TV show for children, but some changes had to be made. And according to him, he said, "I wanted to make a scary story that you can tell children, although at first I wanted to scare them." Of course, he only said it in Japanese. No, with review. Well, Kamen Rider starts when this guy by the name of Hongo Takichi was kidnapped by an evil organization called Shocker, or Shoka, as it's pronounced in a TV series. And I should point out that well, for Takeshi's name, well, you see in Japan, the family name goes first, and the individual name individual name goes last. So technically, if you're in Japan, then the last name is the first name, and the first name is the last name. I know it's gonna be confusing, but you get used to it. Depending on how much you learn about Japanese culture. Yeah. So Takeshi was kidnapped by Shoka, and well, they wanted to turn him into a cyborg working for him. And well, they gave him his body, but a new cyborg body. But before he could be indoctrinated, Takeshi used his new strength to escape and start to fight Ashoka as Kamen Rider or Kamen Ryda. And well, how he transformed on henshins, which is the Japanese term for transfer for transformation or change body. And well, during the first 13 episodes, when Takeshi would henshin, well, the narrator would say that well, his henshin happens whenever he hits the pinwheel on his belt, which receives wind pressure. And also, well, you see, his helmet is kind of like a grasshopper. Now, in the first episode, the mysterious Spider-Man, not to be confused with a Marvel character of the same name, well, we meet other characters as well. First of all, oh yes, I wanted how to use my phone, to make sure I got it right. All right, here it is. One character is oh yes, Toby Tachapana, who is uh, Takeshi's racing mentor. You see, Takeshi is also a motorcycle rider for a motorcycle racer. Of course, the people call him, everybody calls him Pops or Wei-san, as it's pronounced in a Japanese show. I mean, there was another name he was called, but I forgot. And well, in the first few episodes, he ran this the cafe called Snack Amigo. Now, see, oh yes, and there was see here. Yeah, apparently like well, this guy who's a bartender, but I forgot his take too long to suffer his name here. So yes, another character is Doctor Midori, yeah, Doctor Hiroshi Midorikawa, who is no, it's Midoriya Hiroshi. Sorry, my mistake. Yes, who is supposed to be Takeshi's teacher at the university, and well, in the first episode he got killed, and also Doctor Midorikawa. Well, he has a daughter named Rigo, and well, during the first episode, well, she suspects Takeshi to be responsible for her father's death. Now, in the next episode, called the Terrifying Batman, not to be confused with the DC comic superhero of the same name. Well, in that episode, well, Ruriko she was following Takeshi around because she wanted to answers between her father's death, but then the monster or Gaijin, as the mostly called in the series, well, he revealed what happened to her father, and finally, Kamen Rider defeated the Gaijin, and she, well, now that she knows the truth, she became an ally for Kamen Rider for the rest of her time on the series. Also, oh yes, Ruriko has a friend named No, yeah, Noharu Hiromi, and well, yeah, she's a fellow student of Ruriko's. Oh, also, there it is, the partner. His name is Shiro. His family name is not given. And also, and oh yeah, as for the Shoka leader, well, he's never really seen during the entire series. I mean, you see, when he communicates with his minions, it's really through well, his voice is heard in by some kind of wall that has kind of a light that beeps. It's really you had to watch the series, to know what I'm talking about. Now, after 13 after 14 episodes, new changes have come around. For one thing, well, the Snaggle Miko is no longer around, but here. Oh yes, Tachibina. He well, he started a new racing club, and there were well, mostly there were three girls and a boy, and they were seen through a majority of the series. It also revealed that Shoka has branches all over the world, and one of them is in Mexico. Oh, I forgot to mention that the Gaijin or cyborgs, mutants, whatever, well, each one is based on an either plant or animal species. Uh, in episode 14, oh yeah, I forgot to mention that there's another character that was also introduced one of the early episodes. Click here to make sure I get it right. Oh yes, oh yes, Taki Kazuya, and well, he's an FBI agent. He was assigned to Japan to investigate Shoka, all these other activities. And then we yeah, oh yes, a new character was added in episode 14, and it was his name is Steve. Oh yes, Ichimonji Hayato, and it's revealed that he was the new Kamen Rider. You see, what happened was that Shoko tried to create a new Kamen Rider, and they tried not to make the same mistake with the first one. But eventually, Takeshi arrived and saved him, and now there are two Kamen Riders. Of course, Takeshi left Japan to investigate Shoka's activities in other parts of the world, and also so Hayato became Japan's new Kamen Rider, for the time being. Oh, and as for the Shoka Mexico branch, well, one of them was the cactus monster. I mean, the commander was, but he got destroyed, quickly. And also, as for the racing club, well, like I said, for three girls and a boy, and I think it expanded over, the series run. So, for many episodes, Hayato was fighting Ashoka. And then eventually, oh yes, a new commander has arrived. Oh, yeah, his name is Colonel Sol or Surudaiga. And well, he was a commander who was leader of the Ashoka's branch in the Middle East. Oh, and one of his monsters was the face on a mushroom. So not only could Shoka turn people into monsters based on plants and animals, but also fungus. I also wonder if there was going to be an episode where they be based on in any microscopic species, but there was no episodes that show such things. And eventually, it's revealed that Colonel Sol he was actually a kaiji known as Wolfman or Okami Otoko. Eventually, he was destroyed by Hayodo, and then by the next episode, uh, Takeshi returned, and in that episode we meet another Shoka commander known as Professor Death, or is he here? Yeah, or Shinigami Hagete. And well, oh yeah, I forgot to mention that Colonel Sol. Well, in his human form, he looks like a military commander with a uniform, and he would hold some kind of whip thing. As Professor Death, well, he wears a Dracula cape, and then yeah, and you see, Takeshi was fighting the forces of Professor Death in Europe, Switzerland was at that time that happened, and eventually when he heard news about what's going on in Japan, he returned, and Professor Death, also went the same way. It's revealed that Takeshi made some allies in Switzerland as well, women mostly. And then, yes, so, he and Hayoto, well, Takeshi and Hayoto fought Shuka's forces for a while. And then Takeshi, left Japan, to continue his mission outside, in other parts of the world. Sorry about this. Here you go. Yes, so oh, another commander that appeared in Kamen Rider is Ambassador. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that yes, the first attack he he's also a kaiji known as Squid Devil or Iketebiru. And if, yes, he eventually got destroyed as well. And then we had Ambassador Hell or Yugoku Daiji. And oh, Ambassador, and he was the leader of the Shoka branch from Southeast Asia, and he wore some kind of like insect armor that makes him look like an Egyptian pharaoh. And then he was also another kaijin known as Ryda Lander or Gara Karanda, and yes, he also was destroyed in other episodes. But before that happened, they went to Professor Dave and Professor Hell. Well, were around the same time when doing the with two camera writers. We did one or both, depending on the episode. And then eventually, after so many episodes, well, once Ambassador Hell was destroyed, he will the Shoka leader announced that the Shoka organization has disbanded and has now be organized as Gil Shoka. And the commander or the Shoka leader second command of that branch is organization is, let's see here. Oh yeah, General Buraku. Yes, well General Black, but it's pronounced General Buraku. And he was kind of like looked like a World War I military soldier, uh, something like that. And as for Kill Shokas, or the kaijin that Kill Shoka makes, well, they're based on two species mostly. Like a half lion or a half wolf or something like that. And sometimes it could be half animal and half plant. Oh, and also eventually, well, after many episodes of Hayato becoming the best Kamen Rider, Takeshi returned. Well, Hayato, left Japan to fight Shoka's remaining forces another place of the world. And there were so many, he had a lot of episodes featuring Takeshi's remaining adventures. And then eventually, after so many episodes, well, there was the episode. Oh yeah, there was there was a new during the whole for some time. It's revealed that there was the organization. It should be right here somewhere. Well, I guess it's not here, but they're called the Anti-Shoka Alliance, which are made out of people who were either victims or had family members who became victims to Shoka. And there was this episode that would reveal the true identity of the Shoka leader. Now, here's the thing: there were episodes where the viewers get tricked into thinking that we get to see the Shoka leader, but we never got a chance to, to read the series. And well, the anti-Shoka alliance was even was this close to revealing who it is. But then they continue to work, and then finally we had the final few episodes, which lead to the final battle. first of all, yeah, before that happened, well, the commander, General Buraku, well, he was destroyed as well, and then only thing left was the Gil Shoka leader, and well, he yes, by the time the two Kamen Riders arrived, they finally saw who it was, and what the Shoka leader revealed to be some kind of a someone who had a bunch of snakes for a head. Then it was a mask, and it was something like a cyclops, and revealed to be the what the Kyoto leader said that it was his true form. And then the Kamen Rider Takeshi and Hayato, or Kamen Rider Ichigo and Nigo, well, they fought the Kyoto leader, and eventually he was destroyed. And of course, oh yeah, I forgot to mention, before that happened, there was a new organization from the good guys, the good people, known as the Kamen Rider Youth Squad, which were made out of small boys and girls of elementary school age who were supposed to help out Kamen Rider's mission against Choka. And see, oh yes, and three other women were kind of like the phones, and well, the children, what they do is they use carrier pigeons to send messages to the headquarters to let them know about Choka's activities. Now, as for the final episode, like I said before, the Kamen Rider Haido and Takeshi, well, they defeated the Kyoshika leader, and then eventually uh, the heroes won in the end. And that was the end of Kyoshika. And at the end of the episode, well, everybody, went their own ways. I mean, Taki, he left, not his mission is over, and everybody went on to do other things now that the enemy is gone. So, and well, that's all. And that's the end of Kamen Rider from 1961. Now, one thing I should mention is that, well, let's see. Oh yeah, like this was the original Kamen Rider series, and it was the um, thing that made the Henshin hero genre popular. Oh, and not forgetting for the transformation. Well, I didn't mention about what Nerdy said, but when Hayato first appeared, well, my he Henshin, he does this Henshin, or something like that. To remember the movements. And then when Takisho became, the main Kamen Rider again, or his transformation like this, Ryda Henshin. And it's because, of that is why the term Henshin became popular in Tokusatsu. And also, whether children should watch this show or not, well, this will be another, it depends on the parents kind of thing, because, well, you see, the Kamen Rider series has, the villains kill other people. I mean, not in the way you would see in an R, they would do it in an R-rated movie, but a thing in a PG-13 kind of way. I mean, nothing too extreme, but the way they kill people sound like they turn them into something or make them disappear forever, and the victims never come back. That's what happens in the series. But yeah. So if you are a parent, then you should at least watch the Kamen Rider series yourself, and then once you finish, watch the whole thing, you can decide whether you want to whether you allow your children to watch it or not. Depending on their age, on their ages. Now, as for what I think of this series, I think it was alright. I mean, it didn't make me a fan of the series completely, but I need to watch more Kamen Rider series to see if I'm going to be a fan of this genre, of the franchise. But still, without Kamen Rider, we wouldn't have other superhero shows like Super Sentai and the Little Hero series. And also, it was the original Kamen Rider series was also the first Kamen Rider series of the Showa era. And there were others that came afterwards. Of course, they took a hiatus, but I'll talk more about that in other videos. So I think that's all. Yeah, I think that's all I can say about Kamen Rider in this series, in this video. And I'll see you next time. Bye.